Close by, at least as the crow flies, lives one of the last remaining bush friends that Johnny, Jesse, and Steve know. His name is Bob Paul, but 10 miles of wilderness travel would be so arduous and time-consuming that they only see each other a couple of times a year.
At this time of year, living here, I have a 55-gallon water barrel, and I fill it up almost twice a week. To do that, I first start the generator so I have electricity to run the pump. And then I run down to the spring where the pump is and connect the pipe to the pump. And then I run back up the hill, turn on the switch and fill my water barrel. And then when I'm done filling the water barrel, I run back down the hill and unhook the pump from the pipe so the water can drain out so my pipe won't freeze. And then run back over to the generator and turn the generator off. So on Monday when I went to fill my water tank, I did everything. I started the generator, I ran down, I hooked up the pump, I came back up here and flipped the switch and boom, no water. And I'm going, oh my God, my water system must have frozen. So what could it be? I'm having all these bad thoughts. And then it dawned on me that usually when you throw the switch to turn on the pump, the lights in the house go dim because the pump takes a lot of electricity. And that didn't happen, so I thought I must have an open circuit rather than a frozen water pipe. So I remembered that earlier in the week, these two moose had come cruising out of the woods and right in front of my cabin and walked right past the wires that attached the electricity to the pump. And what the moose had done was he had stepped on the wire and unplugged it. So it was such a relief to be able to fix my water system by just plugging the cord back together again.
One of the reasons Bob lives the bush life is that not everything is owned by someone else. You have wide open places, you have the wood for your fires, you have the meat, and you don't have to go out and buy everything you need to survive. There is no surprise as to why Bob loves his life as a bushman.
This is actually kind of nice in the wintertime. The terrain out here is a lot more irregular. In the summer, there's dips and wows, and out here in the wintertime with a snowpack like this, it's more like a flat sidewalk to walk on. I got pieces of trees laying around. How come you got this piece of tree in your house, Bob? Well, it's going to become a piece of furniture. It has to dry. The lumber has to dry really well before you can make it into furniture. So all winter long I've been putting up with the bark falling off of it and sap running out. It's a good thing I'm letting them dry inside. They get good and dry because when trees grow, they twist, and when they dry, they shrink and they counter twist. So those boards started out good and flat earlier this fall, and now they're slightly twisted. It might be hard for you to see, but I can see they've twisted quite a bit over the winter. Like that used to set flat, and now it rocks, you know, so. And the bark is starting to fall off. But they're getting good and dry. Like I wouldn't be afraid to start turning them into furniture right about now.
There's a heightened sense of urgency as snow begins to fall.
Time's running out now. We gotta keep moving. The rain has turned to snow. Snow turns to a lot of snow in Alaska. Yeah, trying to get all this wood cut up before we get too much snow. I started to get a bunch of snow here today. We got kind of a late jump on the year. We've had a lot of projects that have run kind of overlapped this fall with helping Ramey out, building his cabin, and dog training, trying to keep those guys moving. And So luckily, we got good neighbors with the Nagus family. They've been helping out, with the tractor and the kids and everybody jumping in there, not afraid. Veterans Day today, no school. What better thing to do for a kid when they're not at school than to go work in the woods a little bit?